Let's take a second.
Hi guys, we're back.
So let's talk about how we actually met. We met like the old fashioned way, online dating.
I was gonna say through church.
Yes, through church. It wasn't a church app either. We actually met on Tinder. People are always asking us. That's one of the questions people ask. I think.
Mhm.
I think they're expecting to hear like Grinder, Scruff, or these sites. No, we actually met on Tinder, and Tinder for gay people, I don't know how it is for straight people, but I mean, for me, I consider Tinder a dating app. What about you, Manny?
I mean, I originally thought that it was a dating app, and then it wasn't until like a couple months in that it's actually a hookup app. So that actually caught me off guard. No, yeah. And I didn't know that. And then a lot of people were, sliding into my DMs asking about, oh, like, where do you want to meet up? And it just seemed like very odd. Like I wasn't going to go on a date. I was going to go, one night stand. And I was like, wait, like, what's going on here? And I went to the app store, I looked up Tinder, and I read the description, and that's where I found out. And I was like, oh, this all makes sense now. So I was looking in the wrong places, but ended up looking at the right place because then I met Xavier.
Yeah, and I remember when Y started talking to you, it would just happen to be like I wasn't on Tinder for a while for the same reasons because people just wanted to meet up to hook up, and I was kind of frustrated because I used to tell people, listen, if you're just looking to hook up, just go on find me on Grinder, because that's not why I'm here for. I was fed up, so I stopped using Tinder.
Wait, so were you on Tinder to find a relationship, but you were on Grinder just for a happy time?
I was on Grinder for whatever, really. Like if a relationship happened, it happened.
But you
But
weren't. That's not where your intentions for Grinder was.
no, my intention for Grinder was if you were on Grinder, I knew you were in the past, but if you were on Grinder at that time, you would see that I was looking for relationships only. That's probably why no one ever spoke to me.
Oh,
I
interesting.
mean, people did, like people
Did
like you.
anyone ever find Xavier on Grind? I honestly don't see you being on there, but that's funny that you are
No, it's and
or
it.
were on there.
Yes, were and it's like I was on there, but wasn't really. It was mostly for attention, honestly.
Oh,
You
see,
know,
he's honest.
I'm honest. It was for attention, and then I would speak to people who I've known from the app from other states because I do travel a lot, and it was just talking like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And it was much easier than giving them my Instagram handles. But I don't really respond to people on Instagram, anyways. So, but when I went on Tinder, it was when I wanted to meet someone. I actually, when I started speaking to you, one of the first thing I asked you, which I asked everybody, like, so what is your intentions? Like, what are you looking for exactly?
Yeah, he did ask that, and I was in the same boat as he was. We're both looking for something serious, something more long term than short term. And then, yeah, I mean, I think we instantly like clicked it off. He was actually one of the only people that would respond. Like, because there's people that will
Oh,
respond in like
yes.
3 to 5 business days, and he actually responded. So I was like, oh, that caught me off guard because I'll send a message and then I get like a response within like a couple like minutes. I was like, oh wait. And then that's when we started talking more. He invited me over and it was
Yeah,
an
and
amazing
then
night.
yeah, and it was just we've been together ever since actually. And actually, I remember when he left. I'm not gonna tell you what time he left, but I'm gonna tell you when he left. I remember I asked him because I was trying to like nail another date with this guy. So I was like, so do you remember this?
Yeah.
I was like, so when are we hanging out again? And you're like, oh, we can hang out tomorrow or the next day or whatever.
So originally, no. So I think originally we planned to hang out on Sunday.
Right, right,
And
right.
then you said something along the lines of, it's like, well, if you want to hang out, then we can hang out. If you don't want to hang out, or something like that. And then
No,
that's why I decided to go over on Friday. Remember?
and then like and I also have a thing where if I am talking to you, if we don't meet up within like five to
Yeah.
7 days, then I believe you are a catfish or there's something wrong with you. And just because one of my good friends from Atlanta, did I tell you this story about the guy that he was talking to?
No.
He was talking to this guy on when he was in college in New York for like 2 years, and he never met up with the guy. He always wanted to meet with the guy, and the guy had all this excuse, but he was like so in love with this guy just from their conversations
Oh,
online, and they never spoke on the phone either.
wow. That's, I
This was
mean,
this was like, love is blind when, and especially in gay relationship, it's really hard to find someone that you get along with.
yeah,
And he
that's
said,
true.
that for 2 years, and all of a sudden, like, one of his friends like died. This like guy that he knew died, and then so he went to the funeral, and they were like, "Oh, did you hear about all of his fake profiles he used to have?"
Shut up. Wait, so he was a catfish, a thousand
Yes,
percent.
it was the same guy that
And
died.
it wasn't the guy that was in the
No, it
pictures.
wasn't him.
Wow.
So that's why my friend told me, and he told me that's why like he wants to meet up with people within 5 to 7
Oh
days.
yeah.
So I'm
That's
like, that is true.
so now that's funny because so he gave me his Insta, which he was very, didn't want to give me his Insta or his Snapchat, and I wanted him to add me on Snap. I didn't really care too much about Instagram. I'm not huge on Instagram, but I'm trying to, get into Instagram. Anyways, he didn't want to give me his Snap, and the reason why I wanted him to get my Snap on my Instagram because I only have like a couple photos on there, and that's funny because he's like having this story about a catfish, and then me giving him my Insta with like two photos. Yeah,
I thought it was a catfish.
Yeah, he thought I was a catfish, but that's why I wanted to give him my Snapchat because it's like I can send him a video. I'm a real person.
And actually, like, and I was reluctant, but I did it. And like I said, I'm very, very happy I did. It was the best decision I ever made. And I was like, I was so close to not even talk to him because I just don't talk to him on Snapchat. But I did. So here we are. So what are your online experiences? So let's talk about some of the dating apps that we know of.
I mean, I was only really on Tinder and Hinge.
What
I
about the other one?
Grinder.
Yes.
So I was on Grinder. I mean,
I mean,
I don't think I ever hooked up with anybody from
I
Grinder.
thought you met your ex on Grinder.
Oh, that's right. I think we did meet on Grinder actually. That's should we talk about that story?
No, we'll get to that story first. Later, later.
Okay, so yeah.
So there's
oh,
Grinder,
there's Grinder, there's Tinder, and there's Hinge. I think those are the three.
and I'm banned on one of them. Hinged.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm banned on Hinged because, and actually when I was in Hinged, I met some crazy guys, but at least they talked to you and they wanted to meet up with you. On Tinder, nobody, like you said, nobody talks to you.
I feel like Tinder, like the vibe that it was giving, it's kind of like an Instagram. It's like you don't want to respond because it makes you seem cooler.
Right. And then you want everyone to follow you on your Instagram.
Yeah,
'cause-
everyone posted their social media
Yeah.
on there. I
But-
don't know, it was weird.
So Hinge, they said my photos were too racy for Hinge, so I got banned from Hinge, and I couldn't even join because they go by your phone number, and I only have one phone, and you couldn't use fake phone numbers because I tried that too. So yeah, I
You
know.
were on a mission.
I was on a mission because I thought, because Hinge was supposed to be like where you gonna
I
meet.
mean, like I think for the reasons that we were on there, Hinge was just a little bit better because people on Hinge are kind of like also looking for, a relationship.
Yeah, but Tinder didn't ban me. Hinge banned
Someone's
me.
salty.
And then I had even worse photos on Tinder
Did you?
than I do on.
Oh, yeah.
No,
you had
actually,
bad ones.
no, actually, I made them way better because one of the guys I spoke to was like, "You're a douchebag," because of the photos I had on there. He thought I was
Really?
he thought I was like stuck up.
Did you
So-
hear me?
A
I
hoe?
said a hoe.
Yeah, a hoe too. People thought I was a hoe, but that's why people used to ask me. And I used to meet a lot of straight guys on there too, who just wanted to
Yeah.
hang out. I'm like, why? Like, we're looking for two different things. And then, of course, there's the Grinder. We all know that noise, or whatever noise it makes. We all know the noise.
Isn't it bloop?
Yeah, something like that. That's mostly a hookup app. But like, I know people who found relationships on Grinder, like you did. I know, but
I don't know if that's something to be proud of or not.
no, I mean, listen, my ex, I met him on a site called Manhunt.
He was hunting for a man, and
Which
he
is
found it.
which is Manhunt was like old school Grinder. It was like one of the first ones that first like hookup apps that ever came out. It was for hooking up, but I met him on Manhunt. He said that he tried to message me a few times. I ignored him because he didn't have a photo, and then he finally put a photo on there. And I was like, oh, okay, Then we started
Interesting,
talking.
yeah.
Exactly. So, but it was a hookup app, but that's how we met. So, and you met your ex on Grinder, and I see that turned out well because you're with me.
Turned out amazing for the 2 months,
I know.
and then
Oh well, but you know
it
what?
was meant to be just a hookup.
And I always tell him like your ex is stupid, but I'm the luckiest man because whatever he did, he you landed in my arms. So thank you, I appreciate it. And then of course we have Adam for Adam, Scruff.
You use all those things? I've heard about them. I've
Scruff.
never really.
Scruff is for like you're looking for like a manly man.
Oh, there's the other one. Sniffies.
Sniffies. I've never heard of
Yeah, I've
sniffies.
never. So my friend was the one that told me about it. They're like, oh, fuck. Wait, you
Sniffies? I've never
sniffies?
heard of
Yes.
sniffies.
This is like. You wanna? Should I pull it up real quick?
Yes, pull
Just
it
so
up.
you can
I want to
see.
see it. I want to see sniffies.
Ah.
So he's gonna show me sniffies. I've never heard of sniffies. Are you gonna download the app?
No, it's online. I don't think there is an app.
Oh.
Look, so it's like,
Yeah,
oh
there is
wait,
an app.
prepare yourself.
Anonymous.
Prepare yourself. I want his honest reaction.
Okay. And then there is another one called Jacked. If you're looking for the more ethnic groups, you go to Jacked. That's where all the ethnic people hung out. I'm surprised you've never heard of Jacked.
I have not.
Oh, you gotta match the hat.
I guess. Oh, right there. No. Oh, yeah, ready.
Oh,
Prepare yourself. Look at the screen.
okay. So
Look at the screen. That's almost done, I think. I don't know.
really, oh,
Look, that's what that is.
babe, are you on Sniffy?
No, that's essentially what
I
that
mean, all I
is.
see is assholes and dicks. That's
That's
pretty
what
much
it
all I
is.
see on there.
Should I flip the camera? I actually used it to see if people that I knew were on there.
Did you look to see if I was on there?
No.
Oh, because I've never
'Cause-
heard of the app before.
And then this one, you can only go to like a certain radius unless you have an account with them. I
Oh.
think that's how it works.
Oh,
Or maybe you still can't go that far. I don't know.
are you staying here tonight? Or are you going back to your place?
I'm staying here tonight.
Oh, no sniffies for me. I've never heard that. Oh, and then there's one called Recon. You ever heard of Recon?
No, what is that? Recon.
Recon is an app for the guys with the fetishes. So you have the guys that like to dress their partners in puppies.
Oh.
You have the guys that like to like tie people down.
Oh, you were definitely on that one then.
Oh, I was on Recon. Trust me that I was on there, and yeah, that's for the people with the little freaky side. But I was on there just to see what was on there.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, for me, I thought like online dating for me was well, dating for to be a gay person, anyways. I think it's very hard because we can't just go out in the world and see people and be like, hey,
I
you
mean,
want to date?
not just that, but I feel like gay people are more judgmental than straight people. So it's like competition is really high up there. And I feel like
Baby, what'd you think about me when you saw me?
that you're handsome.
Okay, good. Because I thought you were handsome too. I was like,
Aw,
oh, I'm
I
like,
wasn't sure.
no, actually, like when I opened my door, I was like, oh, he's actually.
He's not a catfish.
I'm like, well, I knew you weren't because you sent me like lots
Yeah,
of snaps,
a lot of snaps and
and
videos.
videos, but I was like, oh, he's actually really.
And we
really
actually
good.
never FaceTimed.
Yes, we never FaceTime
It
each
was
other.
always like little snap videos.
Snap videos, and so I was a little nervous because I really didn't know what to expect because I talked to him I talked to him on Snapchat. We text a lot, but people are different in person and then on the phone.
Yeah.
But he was just way nicer in person.
Was I?
I mean, you were nice outside, but you were just super nice. You totally like was more like I wasn't really expecting much, but I wasn't expecting that. Like he was just super sweet. I remember I was very nervous, and I never get nervous. We were sitting on the couch. I didn't know if I can touch him or anything. I didn't know. It was this weirdness because it wasn't really weird. We talked a lot.
Yeah, we did talk a lot.
We talked a lot, but like I was like, oh my god, can I touch your leg? Can I move closer? Like I didn't really know what was allowed because I didn't want to cross borders and then ruin my chances to hang out with you again. And then so I was like, okay, and I don't even know what happened. And then we started like touching each other at some point, but I don't. All I remember is I didn't know like what I could do. And normally I'm never like that. Normally like Normally, honestly, normally
You're
guys
very
are
controlling.
like normally guys are like jumping on top of me. Normally, so I was
You're
just
like, what's wrong with you? Aren't you gonna jump on me now?
yeah. So I was like, oh my god, do I smell like I washed down there too? Like I can't believe this. No, but I was really really nervous because he was just such a good looking guy and was so nice.
I think you were on like one end of the couch. I was on
Yes,
the other end of the couch.
because it was just because
Well,
I.
because I was also like, this is his home. I'm trying to be respectful.
But you wanted to,
I'm a, you know, Christian woman reading
yeah.
her Bible. I don't do this
I
thing.
think Manny's the first one. Actually, I think after the first or second date, I remember I deleted all my apps. I showed
Yeah.
you, I deleted them all, and then I remember he was like, "Those are a lot of apps." I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh
I was
damn."
like, where do you even find these apps?
Yes, I deleted everything. I deleted Grinder. I deleted Tinder. I deleted everything off my phone. And then, and then I thought about it afterwards. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, did I do the right thing? But I did. So I'm happy.
And then even so, we were talking for about a month,
Yeah, we're
right?
talking about a
We
month.
were talking for about a month before I actually asked him out.
Mm.
But we were talking for about a month, and how he was saying he's very like impatient, like. And another thing that he had told me multiple times is that he's like, well, if you want to be with me, then it's like you got to know. And it's like, why are we talking just for not to be in a relationship, this and that?
No,
And I was already,
listen.
I was already planning to like ask him out because I mean,
And it was
look at him.
after, and it was after I took. Remember, me and your family went out to.
N-
Yes, that's what you told me. It was after the whole
That's right.
steakhouse thing. This whole steakhouse thing because of course, like I want to impress his family because I want his family to like me because I want him to like me,
That's right. I do remember.
and he is Mexican, and I know how, and I am Spanish, and I know how our families are. So they all have to like you, or you're out. So I was just like, listen, like and plus all my friends were telling me, oh, I think he just wants to be like FWB, friends with benefits. I was like, yeah, that's all he wants. Like he just does whatever, blah blah. So I was like, listen, like we've been talking a long time. You come over a lot
I
because
did come over a lot actually.
you're like here
I
almost
was
every
there.
day, pretty much.
No, that wasn't until we were
Later,
actually in a relationship.
yeah,
But I was here maybe like twice or three times a week.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
and
got
I
that in there.
and I was just like, listen, like if whatever you want, just let me know. But if you don't want to be in a relationship, let me go. So I'm gonna go find someone else. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna waste any more time.
So yeah, so he was a gentleman. He actually invited myself and my family, yeah, my whole entire family to dinner, and we went to, was it a
It was a
steakhouse?
steakhouse in Orange County or Irvine or
And yeah, in
yeah.
Orange
It
County.
was it was good. The conversation was great. It was just a really good time, and I was like, "Oh, this is such a great family." And then I always told them like I've always wanted to be invited because I've never had a boyfriend where they were like, "Oh, this is my man, this is my boyfriend," and all of a sudden I was his man, I was his boyfriend, and was it that date or no? It was we went to Benihana's later, with his family again, and
Yeah.
then I didn't know that he told his family that we were dating. So, but I remember our chef was like he had a great time with us,
Hmm.
and our waitress came out and was like, "Oh yeah, so the chef really loved you a lot." And oh, I think he was flirting in front of you, in front of your boyfriend. And I got so red because I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess." And you're like, "Oh, they all know." I said, "Oh," because I didn't know. Because
You're like,
I
next
I
question.
know. Next question, because like I said, I've never had any of my boyfriends ever say this is my boyfriend. It was always this is my friend. This is my pal. It was never this is the guy I'm with.
Yeah, this is my pen pal.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that's my experience with online dating. How about yours, Manny?
I mean, so far so good.
That's true.
Um,
You're like two for two, pretty
well,
much.
two for two, but it's like I feel like online, I don't know. I don't know about you, but it's like for me, I kind of don't like wasting like my time with people. And it's like you just get a certain vibe off of, texting somebody online, or either they'll like lag and say like, "Oh, we can do something like this weekend." And then they'll be like, "Actually, it doesn't work out." And like that to me, that's already like a huge red flag. I don't want to talk to this person anymore. But a lot of people are like that. And I get it, like things come up, but it's like it's such a red flag because it's like this is your first impression about a person, and then it's like you're kind of like blowing them off like, okay, so I guess I'm not that important, you know?
And I agree with you. And I think we talked about that too.
Yeah.
Like well, I said, like I that's my biggest pet peeve. There's a huge red flag when people make plans but don't really make plans with you.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, maybe we'll do something because they're waiting for something better to come along.
Yeah.
I hated that. And he has almost never done that to me.
No, that's not necessarily
No, like
true.
no, listen, you've been I cannot complain, like I said, because you've been really good. I can't complain
I
because
have a question to the viewers
oh,
because
and I don't even know what this question is.
yeah, this
So
is about
no, ask your question. Ask your question.